Bailey, Armour, and Scott Shapiro back with another week of Horse Sense. We're back again this week at Kentucky Downs with tons of stakes action this Saturday, September 7th. Now, there are two Breeders' Cup win-in-your-in races on the card, Scott. I know that you've taken a look, and so have I. What do you think about the Kentucky Turf Cup?
Yeah, that goes as race 10 of 12 on the stakes-laden card, of course, and mile and a half for 3-year-olds and up. You know, integration is going to take a lot of money, and I understand it. Bailey, 8-5 on the morning line, has hit the board in 6 of 8, 4 of those being wins. Should get a really good trip off the likely pace setters along the inside under regular rider Kendrick Carmouche, but I can't do it at that 8-5 price. So I went price shopping. I think the pace will be honest in here, like a lot of the races on paper, at least. Get Smoking likely to be on the lead. Segoy and Balladeer likely to be right off of Get Smoking. So it should be an honest pace. There's 2 horses I'm interested in for first, I'll talk about number 9, Anglophile, who's the better price of the 2, and the one that I will lean on because of that. It's the Son of English Channel that comes out of the same race as my other horse, Highway Robber, the Kentucky Downs Preview Turf Cup, where both of them came from off the pace. Highway Robber got the jump on Anglophile. Anglophile got shuffled back a little bit. I thought both ran well. Highway Robber, 6-1, Anglophile, 10-1. And I trust Anglophile a little more as we stretch out to a mile and a half. He is a real grinder. He can just keep coming. So I'm going to go with number 9, Anglophile at 10-1 for Brian Lynch and my man, Declan Cannon.
I think it's so funny when we don't talk about these races prior to filming and then somehow still end up on the same horses. I'm not totally on Anglophile. I did really like him when I was taking a look, but the other one you mentioned, number 1, Highway Robber, is my pick out of this race. I think that there's going to be a speed duel between 4, Get Smoking, 5, Segoy. Balladeer is going to go up there. Captain Peak, the number 3, is going to try to break pretty sharp. I think you've got a lot of solid early speed towards the inside. Now, I am ever so slightly worried about that speed being just outside of the number 1, Highway Robber, but he's shown in his races that he can kind of swing way out wide in that turn and close just towards the end. So I'm taking a look at the number 1, Highway Robber. Also a little bit intrigued by the 11, Chief Little Rock with Frankie Dettori, who I swear I could never bet Frankie, but then he comes to Kentucky Downs and has been dominating. He's won quite a few races when I was there last weekend, and I know that he knows how to ride turf horses like this. So it's kind of a toss-up, and depending on what the price I'll get on race day between the number 1 and the number 11 for me.
Yeah, you should definitely, I would assume a better price for Highway Robber with the Aiden O'Brien, Frankie Dettori money probably going to come in on that runner. And, you know, I don't think you got to worry too much about posts in this race because it's a mile and a half. They've got a lot of time to separate. I know that's an angle that you like to use, but in a race like this, there should be plenty of time to separate and gain position.
Yeah, that's best. That's the best part about going like 8 million furlongs like they are with here. Post really doesn't matter because they just have so far to go.
You know, I love those marathons.
I know you do. And I'm a sprint girl. But speaking of sprints, the Kentucky Turf Sprint, the other Breeders' Cup win-in-your-in race, right after this, race number 11. Now, I've kind of got a sneaky pick in here, and I want you to tell me what you think. My roommate's cat just walked in here and scared me. So we're going to keep on going. Maybe we'll ask his opinion. I have got my eye on the number 3 one-timer here. Now, hear me out, because this horse is not the greatest everywhere else except for Kentucky Downs. He is second every year for the past several in this specific race. Clearly, he really likes this race and this track and likes to perform here. Maybe hasn't shown us his best form just yet, but the trainer and jockey combo are 34% together, both together and at this track. So I would include him alongside the number 4, Cogburn. Of course, probably one of the best turf spinners in the country right now. Comes into this race off of 2 triple-digit buyers with Irad Ortiz, who comes back to ride again today. And then there's the number 1 gear jockey, who is an insane price on the morning line, but also really likes Kentucky Downs. So, I don't know.
Well, I don't know why you were so acting like one-timer was not good. 7 for 14.
He is good. I know he's good, but he's not good anywhere except Kentucky Downs.
I think he's going to get the right trip in here. I think Cogburn, I think will be up and involved early along with, there's plenty of speed in here. You know, Cogburn's the one to beat, Bailey. There's no doubt about it, but he has to prove himself over this unique configuration. He's going to be a short price, and I think he's going to have to earn it throughout. gear jockey. I know he's got the success over this course. My problem with him is he's often had races before this one that led up to it, at least to some extent. Last year, he's got some sort of soundness issues, obviously, at this point of his career. But last year, off just a 5-week layoff, he came in and won this race. He's got no race since the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint, where he was 50-1. So I'm a little worried about that. Kind of feels maybe like, oh, we love this race, we're going to run him anyway, kind of thing. But the price should be right. But I like One Timer the most in here. To be completely honest, not a race that I'm going to go heavily in terms of my budget. Just really don't have that much excitement taking on Cogburn. I feel like I'm being more hopeful. But the good thing about this race is it's one of the 3 money back special races as those that promotion continues, races 6, 9, and 11. And therefore, if you're a little concerned about Cogburn, but you're out, to me, I'm not going to play a 6-5 shot in a with a money back offer in a turf race at Kentucky Downs. So I'm going to go with a bigger price, and I am going to go with One Timer. If Cogburn beats me, hopefully One Timer runs second or third, and I get my money back.
That's right. You'll get your money back in up to 3 races every day at Kentucky Downs, all the way through the end of the meet from Express Bet and First Bet. Those races are posted a couple days before race day on the Express Bet and First Bet website and app. So make sure you check those out. I think this is a great way to kind of spread out your bankroll a little bit, especially with price horses coming in like they have been here at Kentucky Downs. We'll keep an eye out for the rest of Scott's analysis on the cards. I'll have some videos posted about these races as well. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for those and keep your wallets ready for Kentucky Downs. As always, I'm Bailey Armour. He's Scott Shapiro, and this was Horse Sense.